Well, his journey into being incarcerated for 1 year begins now. I'm talking about Jonathan Majors. We all do know that since last year, Jonathan Majors has been in deterrence. But of course, after a judge, pronounced him guilty and found him guilty once again of two, I should say, guilty verdict out of the four charges meted against him, Jonathan Majors jail sentence begins from now. And so day one, we're actually going to delve into it. And we're just going to ask three important questions. So first, we're going to ask the psychological part of this conversation. Two, what happens to his relationship with Megan Good? Are they still going to be together, even though Jonathan will be incarcerated for a year? And the third one will be what happens when he comes back or even after this jail sentence. So it's going to be a very interesting discussion on today's episode. So do well to join us with your thought and comments. This is the Trends Helping Action News. Let us know what you think about it also inside the comment section. So officially, we know that Jonathan Majors will be incarcerated come this February. 2024. Already, we also brought you reports that he apparently have been charged with two charges. That's recklessness, and of course harassment. All thanks to his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabari. Now, the big question right now is, since he's been slated to be incarcerated for a year, what apparently is going to be the psychological part of this particular conversation. So the question most of us are asking is, will Jonathan Majors be able to stand the chance of being able to still concede such huge blow in his career? Psychologically, how is Jonathan Majors going to feel about this whole? Because bear in mind also that he said he's not guilty. In fact, he had an interview with ABC News and could see how dude was very sober. He apparently was reflecting on certain things that he wished he had not even had done, because the alleged partner over here, that's Grace Jabari, had some kind of huge evidence against him, which he apparently said that he had no idea that had happened. So psychologically, definitely, this is going to affect Jonathan Majors in a very gory way. And so honestly, it's something that most people, will feel very bad to even accept or come to deal with. But of course, time really is taken, and comes set February 2024. Like we in February already. So let me just say, barely about 5 days or 4 days, let me just say, taped for him just to be incarcerated. So on the psychological part, fans want to know how prepared. Well, he has apparently also responded to this, saying that he's good, he's positive, he's hoping to begin, his, sentencing anytime soon. I think we'll get you the video very shortly. He apparently spoke to a TMZ reporter, and he said he's very positive. He's not really backing down. Well, I'm just hoping that he's speaking from a point of view that would not really affect him psychologically, because we know things like this get into, people very so much, especially also that he says that he's not guilty. Well, I don't know how he apparently will be dealing with. But let's also look at the relationship aspect about this, because even though psychologically it will affect him as an individual, as a character, as a seasoned actor, because bear in mind also he's lost so many deals, he's lost so many endorsements. Even Marvel, who happens to be the embodiment of his whole acting career, have also disassociated itself from him. So Jonathan Majors is living more like a single individual, but thanks to Megan Good, who's been able to stick and stand firmly beside, or let me just say, against him for a very long time. Now the question is, will Megan Good still stand a chance of being in the relationship with Jonathan Majors for a year without him being present physically? Because bear in mind also that dude is going to serve a 1 year jail, and not every couple or relationship, especially also if the partner is way off the relationship, could be able to stand the chance of continuing the relationship. Now, we may not be able to tell what Megan Good could be doing behind the relationship, of Jonathan Majors. And psychologically, as I've said, this is something that everyone needs to also put him or herself into the shoes of Jonathan Majors. So psychologically, yes, it will affect him. Relationship-wise, unless, well, Megan Good tells us that for better for worse, as the Bible have said, she will consistently stick with, Jonathan Majors. Now, the final one, I want to share is the fact that what happens after Jonathan's incarceration. What happens even if he comes back? Are these same people who, betrayed him in this turbulent time, like the Creed, sorry, the Marvel, franchise, other social responsibilities that was given to him, which eventually was stripped away from him? Are they really going to get back? And how apparently is he going to also come? Like, because bear in mind also, he's lost so much. Jonathan Majors has lost so many deals. He's lost so many friends. In fact, I didn't see a single individual supporting Jonathan Majors in this difficult time. Well, if any of you did see, let me just know inside the comment section. But seriously, no black individual, just a handful, basically, just a few people, individual or industry persons were able to, let me just say, openly come out to defend Jonathan Majors. But the big factor is psychologically, how prepared is Jonathan Majors? Well, he spoken about it, saying that he's positive, he's hopeful. But unfortunately, we all do know that this is taking a deep toll on the Creed actor, and psychologically also it is affecting. The second question we're asking again is, how is this jail sentencing or incarceration going to keep his relationship status with Megan Good, unless something comes up? Well, he says Megan Good is still positive with him in the relationship. And the third question is, what next after this? Will Jonathan Majors bounce back good time? Will he be, wobbling around like, he like he never existed? Is his, career going to be under jeopardy? I mean, how prepared is he, or will he be after his comeback? Well, it's a whole lot of thought and processing thing happening in the head of Jonathan Majors, and only prayers. I mean, our thought and prayers, of course, will be with Jonathan Majors. So just in case you're knowing exactly how Jonathan Majors is faring, he says that, well, he's positive, but of course we all do know that being positive comes with a whole lot, especially also psychologically, when you know you are not guilty, but the jury pronounces you guilty of crime that you claim you have no idea about. Bear in mind also that out of the 4 charges, he suffered 2. In fact, he was slapped with just 2 major counts, which is reckless assault to Grace Jabari, and of course harassment to Grace Jabari. We all do know the backstory about this particular drama between Grace and Jonathan Majors. So just in case you want to know exactly what's happening, well, maybe if the video is ready, we can let you see exactly what Jonathan Majors has been speaking about. So do take a listen at this and see what you have to say also inside the comment section.